Hello everyone, and welcome to Flying Unicorn's first video tutorial for What Can You Do With It Wednesday. And this is Tammy with you guys today. Hey! I'm going to go over and show you how to make my Unicorn Delight flowers. That's this one and this one. And also a quick how can you do this one. This is Denise's Darling Daisy. Yay, Denise. And what we're going to be using is puffy paint. And you can find this in the Flying Unicorn store. Alda's just got the store stocked with this. What I'm going to be doing today to try to make this tutorial a little bit quicker, move it along. I've got things kind of started out with the way it's going to work, and hopefully I can make this go a little faster. First, what you're going to do, these are going to be our layers, what you're going to do to build this flower. First, you're going to need to get your either a Tim Holtz Tattered Florals die and cut out these sizes in the 100% rayon fabric, and I'm going to say a lot. I've seen that I've been doing that, and I'm so sorry. It is annoying to hear. Anyways, this one is the smaller flower that's on that die, and it just made it easier to go through this. Okay, what you're going to do first is the puffy paint that I'm using here, reason why I'm using 2 bottles, this one has a manufacturer flaw. It turns out more like slick, and that's how I created the Denise's Darling Daisy. I just went ahead and outlined with this. It's not got the puffy qualities as this one does. You can see the difference there clearly. So, let's get started. First thing you're going to do is create your base coat, which is going to help your flower keep from coming unraveled. The flower material is really super thin, and when you cut it out of the with a die, it has a tendency to want to come unraveled, so this does help with that. Also kind of gives you more body and texture to work with. All you're going to do is just create a blob, smear it all over. You can use a paintbrush to smear it, a sponge, however you want to do. I just choose to use my fingers. Kind of like to get in my work. Okay, after you get that accomplished, you can use your heat tool and dry it with. I do because I'm really impatient and like things to hurry along. I've already got one that you can see that already has the puffy paint base coat on. And the next step you're going to do is lift this one off the mat, because you're going to not only spray with your mist on this side, you will also spray on this side. Now, the difference in the daisy flower, this one right here, you're going to leave it attached to your mat through the whole process until you're actually ready to layer them on top of one another and stack them to build your flower. Let me move this out of my way. Alright, so I'm ready to mist. I chose to use Tattered Angels Party Pink to color my flowers with. I also have a couple other lighter colors that I will be using a little bit later. But for my base level of color, I'm going to use the Party Pink. I like the brightness of it. It's really bold, but it does tone down after a little bit. So you're going to flip that over and mist your other side of your flower. Okay, so that is the second step. First one, we're creating our base. Second one, we're going to unloosen it from the mat and mist with your colors. You're going to mist on both sides. Again, use your heating tool to dry it. This one, I've already got the flower misted. And then the next step you're going to do, I'm using this bottle of puffy paint because it actually does puff like I want it to look, like this one. So you're going to go around your flower edge. And the bigger, the fatter the outline, the fatter the puff will be. If you want a really narrow puff on your puffy paint, you're just going to make real skinny lines. And I'll give it some veining. It's not real hard. Very easy. Okay, so that is the next step. I like them a little bit smeared in so they're not so in your face lines on these smaller ones. Okay, that one's all painted. Okay, to recap, base, mist both sides, and then do your outline with your puffy paint. And their base coat, I would use, if I bought a bottle of the puffy paint, I would go ahead and use your base coat as well with the puffy paint. Okay, these I do already have the outlines on. I'm trying to speed things along a little bit. I'm going to kind of loosen them up from the mat just a bit. They're almost dry. And how you can tell the puffy paint's dry is that it's got like a kind of a glazy look to it. It doesn't automatically puff right off the start, but it will here in just a second. I'm just loosening it up from the mat. This one's being a little contrary. Alright, now this is where the magic begins. I love this. This is so cool because this is what makes these flowers come to life. You're going, after they've kind of got a glaze look over the flower, after the puffy paint's been on there for a little bit, you can use your heat tool to kind of speed up the process, but don't really get too involved in it. You want it to really puff nicely. So now they're ready for the actual puffing to begin. And it's really cool to watch them come to life. It's almost like they take a life of their own. And be careful try not to concentrate in one specific area with the heat tool too long, because it will burn this material and the puffy paint. See how that's kind of folding in? I think they look so cool. Your tweezers also come in handy with this part as well to kind of loosen it up. That one's wanting to stick. Okay, well, let's get this one. And then this one. Okay, now after they've kind of puffed up some, I like to add a couple of more colors just to drop down the intensity of that darker color. I'm using a Lindy Stamp Gang Cotton Candy Pink, trying to stay in the pink hues, and a little bit of Abominable Snowman Glimmer Mist. If you need any mist, Alda's got bunches in the store. Alright, one final dry.